Hello guys, we are again today continuing with the cognitive behavioral therapies as also essential for this course, behavior modification. The cognitive behavioral therapy, we have talked about Aaron T. Beck's activity, and then we also have said the general aspect of cognitive behavioral therapy, and I always want to mention the assumptions. Importantly, they believe that cognition predict behavior, and here is not only the cognition but the emotion and the action, right? So your emotions, the way you feel, the way you think will influence the way you feel and the way you act. Now, your belief patterns, your thought patterns, right? Now, straight to Aaron Tibet's, Albert Ellis, rational emotive behavioral therapy, RABT, right? Um, Albert Ellis, also have the same assumptions and position with all the cognitive theorists, and he believed that it is these irrational beliefs, these thought patterns. I believe I can make all A's. I believe it's all A's or nothing. These extremist thought patterns. Everybody must love me. Everybody hates me. I am nothing. I am important than every other person. All of these things extreme, they are the things that predispose individuals or precipitate psychological disorders. Now, we continue. In his own therapy, rational, there is rationalization. If it's not rational, then it is irrational, which brought the client and the therapy together, right? So he's trying to look for, because if you see a motive, there is emotion in it and there is an action in it, right? There is reasoning, cognition, rational. There is a motive, that is your emotions and the feeling, how it makes you feel, and there is behavior, how it makes you act. In Albert Ellis' theory, he propounded what we call the ABCDEF. You call it ABCD theory. That is the rational emotive behavioral therapy. So his theory, ABCDEF, I'll go straight. You may, let me give everything to F, right? It's important, but ABCD is the theory, is the most important things we need to know. So A is activating experience, B is belief, C is consequences, D is dispute or disputation, E is evaluation, and F is follow-up. That is the theory. How does it work? According to Albert Ellis, he believed that A is that situation that brought the problem, the trigger. Oh, he lost a loved one, right? Or say he failed in school. Let me use he lost a loved one, for example, maybe through accident. And B is the belief that hey, this my spouse supposed to be here. We agreed we will build house. We agreed we do this together. He promised, or she said she's not gonna leave for any reason. She'll be here. She'll make me happy. Oh God, where are you? Right? You got my back. You promised me, right? Like they believe that this person will always be here. Right? That's how you hear people say you don't need to love without or with your head and everything, right? You have to be reason and give yourself some cautions for the rainy season, right? So, but in this situation, this is the thought pattern. Forever happy ever after, right? Then C is the consequences: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, as the low self-esteem or anything, suicidal ideation, which is one of the symptoms of depression. Then disputation is where they work. Now, ABC is where we will focus. If you understand it, you are good to go. If you can explain ABC, how it works, you are good to go. Now you watch this. According to Albert Ellis, 1955, I think, yeah. According to him, the reason for psychopathology is B, right? The reason for C is B. The reason A resulted to C is B. I hope you are with me. Very important. If you get that, you are good to go. The reason why, for example, myself, I had a B, that is the A, right? And I was depressed, I couldn't eat that night, is because I believe that B, there is no room for A, B. There is no room for that. The reason the person that lost a loved one is now depressed in C, right? The loss of loved one is A, and the reason the person is having that situation of hopelessness, worthlessness, to the extent they want to take his or her life, there's no need living again, right? That C is because the person believes this is all the thing that makes him happy. This is all that matters. The B. Without this, I am nothing. Without him, I can't survive. Without her, I am nobody. And no matter how they tell you there are many fishes in the ocean, it will not, at that point, right, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it, actually. Yeah, we have been there anyways. So that moment you're having that heartbreak and you're thinking, come on, there are many fishes in the oceans. But please, I want to lend my voice to that statement. Please, there are many fishes in the ocean. You have the right to grieve and go through the heartbreak, right? But please pick yourself up. You're better than that, right? Yeah. And please, if you're having some problem with emotions and everything, please, you can contact us. We have we take care of that. 07032261791, and or you email me at chidozie.obi.201176@unn.ng. We will try to make that available, maybe in the comment box. So that is it. A is the situation. C is the resultant effect, the consequences. And why is it having that shape? Is because of B. Now I have a classmate that a course came out, and what did you have? I'm feeling very bad. I'm very down. They gave me C. That is very bad, right? The person is depressed, is angry. I'm using that word loosely though, please, not depression, the diagnosed one, right? So he's sad and everything. Then I walked some few minutes again. I saw another friend, the same classmate, another classmate. And what do you have in that paper? She said, D, but I like it like that, right? She was very happy because she anticipated an F. You see, her belief was like, God, please, if I have D, those days we don't have E, right? God, if I have D, I'm good to go, right? Please, if I can avoid F, right? The other person walked and was waiting for A, and they hit her with C, right? They did, not that she worked for it, according to her, right? You see, that is the situation. Do you see the difference in belief resulting to difference on how the A, that is the result they got, that the activity experience resulted to C, the consequences. Someone had D and is happy because of B, and the other one had C, that is the activity experience, and sad because of her B, right? So what are we saying? In D now, the target, the therapeutic target here is B, cognitive disputations. Cognitive disputations and restructuring. We have to discuss it. And if you guys are still acquainted with what you did in your first year, ethics in psychology, we consider client self-determination, unconditional self-regard, empathy, and all of those things. We don't tell them, come on, what the heck? Why do you think that way? Come off it. It's wrong. No, that is judgmental, right? We don't do that. We don't ethically, right? You don't push it to them that they are wrong. You guys will work it out. This is behavioral therapy. There is your contribution, and the client is also having his or her contribution to make in the therapeutic sessions, right? So are you feeling because you had 1B you have failed? Okay. Do you feel there are others that had that still work this and that and that? Do you feel like there is always an engagement? People will target it. People will target those irrational thought patterns that came by in dice in B due to resulting to C due to the A that happened, right? In summary, the C wouldn't have resulted, the A wouldn't have resulted to C if not the nature of B. This is the take home. There is no way you would have finished crying and grieving a loved one and you go depressed if not that your belief and your hope and everything was on the person that left. If not, there are irrational thought patterns that is hanging in there, right? So why would somebody go suicidal? Because he lost all his or her money. You know, I've heard a story of a market that got burned and people's money and goods, and you see some people jumping into the fire because all their wealth is in there. In their B, they see no other life than that. It's because they feel without that, they believe without what is getting destroyed or what they've lost, they cannot survive it. And that is why they go on taking the C, the consequences, the way their thoughts and their actions became the way it is. And that is the psychological disorder. So in cognitive restructuring, that is indeed we dispute those irrational thinking patterns. And remember, like we said, the steps, we try to replace them with alternative thought and better balanced thought patterns. Please, we are saying balanced because we don't promise you heaven and earth or heaven on earth. We give you the right optimal and the balanced way to think about it and to come off it, right? And E, this time we evaluate the therapeutic outcome. How is the client doing? How is he or she doing? And when we evaluate and we feel it is done, this is success, right? The therapeutic alliance is then brought to an end, yeah, and then sometimes and most times there is need for follow-up. That is F. Follow-up, call the person and still know how the person is doing, right? So that is the ABCDEF model of Albert Ellis, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to it, and please take your time with it. You will see it many places, and as a student of psychology, it is an important topic. God bless you, and see you in other places as we continue on our video. Thank you so much.